How's it going, guys? WrestleMania 36 just finished, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I think partly because I knew a little bit more of what to expect, and I pretty much got what I expected. But pretty much every match was a really high quality match. Let's not pretend like this WrestleMania was done in, you know, ideal conditions, but for what they were given, it was it was a it was a great show. I'm not even gonna say it was a good show. It was a great show, and that's including yesterday too. And today kind of swayed me to think of it more as a great show. Um, Yesterday I said I don't like looking at it like a WrestleMania, like it's not a great WrestleMania, but a good show. No, you know what? The heart was still there. The crowd wasn't, and it was still quiet and small. But every wrestler wrestled their ass off, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody that was there and competed and entertained the hell out of us. So let's go through these matches that were today. All right, we had Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. So it's not one of the biggest matches I was looking forward to, and it was definitely cheesy, but I don't care. I ate it. I ate the cheese. It was. It just. I feel like it gave us the conclusion to Ziggler's and Otis, their storyline. Otis got the girl. It was a happy ending to their story, a good match, and it kind of set up some more with Mandy Rose being in Otis's corner, and maybe Dolph Ziggler and him will still wrestle. I doubt it, but it seemed like it's setting up more of a different storyline, and just the whole conclusion of that, I liked it. They handled it very well. Alright, we're not going to talk about that one yet. Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley. Aleister Black always has great matches. Doesn't matter if he's wrestling at Raw with an arena crowd of 20,000 or at WrestleMania with 80 plus thousand or in somebody's backyard. Doesn't matter. He's gonna wrestle like he knows best. It was a great match. And Aleister Black won, which is good because I don't care for Bobby Lashley. We had the Street Profits versus Angel Garza and Austin Theory. Not a bad match. It was the one match that kind of felt maybe a little out of place for me just because there was nothing. I'm not a huge fan. I don't hate anybody in that match by any means. And it was interesting. It was a solid match, but I'm not really a huge fan of anybody that was in that match. Austin Theory is an up and coming. He's pretty cool. But there was nothing really particularly special about the match either, which that's okay. There doesn't have to be something great and epic about every match. It was a good match. It was there. I could take it or leave it. All right, let's talk about... Oh, and that also goes for the pre-show match with... Wow, guys, I got a lot on my mind right now. I'm spacing on everybody I was fighting. Natalya and... Liv Morgan. So, that was a good match. It's nice to see Liv Morgan get a win. Natalya just kind of feels like she's just a stepping stone for everybody now. When's the last time Natalya really shined? But I don't care. I'm a fan of Liv Morgan, and she won the match. Good for her. Alright, let's talk about... Let's do Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. This is the biggest match I was looking forward to, and it delivered. I was rooting for Rhea Ripley to win the match, and I kind of thought she was going to win the match, and I think I might have said, it could go either way. Charlotte Flair won the match, and I even though I think I was telling myself it could go either way, I was actually surprised when Charlotte Flair won. What are they going to do now? So is Charlotte Flair on NXT? Is that the brand she's on? Is she going back to developmental? Or are they now officially going to consider NXT as the third main brand? Who knows? I think NXT will... Well, maybe it'll be a hybrid, guys. It'll be where the new talent goes to develop, and it's also a third brand. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, Charlotte Flair won, and I'm not angry about it. I'm a huge fan of Rhea Ripley, but you know what? She's still got a big career ahead of her. She's got a lot of awesome moments ahead of her, and she's getting more titles, guys. So I'm not mad at it. Yeah, it would have been cool for her to hold on to that title a little longer, but she can go to Raw or SmackDown, and she'll get a world title. At some point, she will get a world title. Guaranteed. Yeah, we'll talk about that one last. Let's talk about John Cena versus The Fiend in a Firefly Funhouse match. That was weird. I think after what I seen yesterday with The Undertaker and AJ Styles, I was expecting something weird like this to happen, and it was more or less it was kind of what I thought it was going to be, just a strange, montage of a lot of weird things. Not really fair to call it a match, because it wasn't. I probably would have preferred just to see a regular match with them two. It's not what we got. But you know what? That's okay. Like I said yesterday, if this was something that I just scrolled through YouTube and seen something like this, I would be all in drinking the Kool-Aid, and it was fun to see. It was awesome. You can't take it too seriously. And also, with that being said, before the pre-show started, I re-watched the Undertaker and AJ Styles match. And yeah, you know what? As weird and out of place and cheesy as it might have seemed, it was cool. It really was. They did a good job on it. Like I said, it's not ideal conditions that they were wrestling, but they did what they did, and just enjoy it for what it is. So, yeah, and The Fiend won that, by the way. Alright, we've got Edge versus Randy Orton in a last man standing match. This is the match that absolutely stole the show. And I don't mean tonight. I mean today and yesterday, all of WrestleMania, period. Wow. These guys went at it for a long time. Very long time. This might have, I don't know the exact length of the match, but I'll say maybe 45 minutes. They beat the hell out of each other. They really did. And this is something, because they were wrestling in the back of the Performance Center for most of it, it didn't feel small. It didn't feel like, oh wow, they're just kind of in a small, well, not a small ring. They're in a ring in a small area, no crowd cheering or anything. Well, you know what? They were in the back. Like this thing was like a street fight, man. And they were just beating each other to all hell. And this was such a good quality match for Edge and Randy Orton both. They both delivered. This was exactly what I wanted in the match. It was emotional. There were so many times in the match where I like couldn't believe what I was watching. It was crazy. I absolutely love that match. Best match of WrestleMania 36 by far. And Edge, I hope you're not done. If you guys, I'm sure you already seen the show if you're watching the review. Edge hit Randy Orton with the steel chair right to the back of the head, just like Randy Orton did a few months ago on Raw. Alright, let's talk about Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The match actually went on a little longer than I thought it would go. Brock Lesnar did his typical thing, F5, F5, and then another F5, and then he took him to Suplex City for a little while. But Drew McIntyre held his own, and they were both throwing strikes at each other for a little while. So it was a good back and forth match, and like as soon as it started, man, these guys were going hard. They really were. They started going at full force, which for this WrestleMania, that's not always a good thing. Just go full force. I'm a big believer that for wrestling, sometimes less really is more. But you know what? For this WrestleMania, it's okay to just go all out for almost the entire WrestleMania for all the matches, because this WrestleMania is different. And because they were just going all out, I stopped thinking like, oh, I'm watching this with no crowd. No, I was, like a couple of the matches last night, I felt like I was sitting there in the crowd watching this, and, holy shit, these guys are going at it. Anyways, Drew McIntyre won the match. He is our new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and good for him. Congratulations to Drew McIntyre. I think he's going to do a lot of good things with the title. I hope he holds it for a while. Who knows, man? Maybe he'll get to main event next year at WrestleMania. But at the very least, I think we're going to see a good title run with him. We'll probably even see a rematch with him and Brock Lesnar. I wouldn't push it too soon, maybe around the time of SummerSlam-ish. But, hey, you know what? Overall, WrestleMania 36, even though it wasn't necessarily what we wanted a while ago, it still delivered. Everybody involved did a great job, and I can honestly say that I'm glad they did not postpone it. It was a good show, and I'm going to remember. And you know what? As far as the wrestling itself goes, and just the show that they put on, not the pyro, not the stadium, and not the crowd, just the show that they put on, minus maybe a couple things here or there, it is worthy of being a WrestleMania. So that's my review of WrestleMania 36. Hey guys, let me know what you think. Everything I said, it's all subjective. It's just my opinions. Let me know what you think of it. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. I'm going to do more predictions, more reviews. I seen a commercial for Money in the Bank. It's going to be on May 10th. Hopefully that this is one that's not going to be canceled, because even though they pulled this WrestleMania off and they did it well, I still want to see the crowd, obviously. I think we all do. So, yeah. Let me know, guys. It was awesome. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.